All of these trash bags are filled with fabric that was rescued from landfill. And there's a lot of it. FabScrap is a nonprofit with a mission to end textile waste. Jessica Schreiber founded FabScrap in 2016, and to date, the nonprofit has partnered with over 500 fashion brands to rescue over 500,000 pounds of fabrics from going to landfill. Jessica was inspired to start FabScrap after working at New York's Department of Sanitation.
I was running the city's clothing recycling program, and brands were asking me what they could do with all of their fabric waste that wasn't clothing yet, like all of the excess from the design process, and there wasn't a great place to send them or a solution for them, and so FabScrap's trying to solve that problem.
How big is this specific waste problem that you're trying to solve?
I mean, part of what we're trying to solve is that it isn't really measured. A lot of businesses don't measure their waste or report their waste or even figure out what's inside of it. And so that's part of what we're doing, is just trying to characterize what businesses are throwing away. But the best estimate that we have is that for every pound we throw away as a consumer, a business threw away 40 pounds to get us that product. So 40 times greater than residential waste.
It sounds like this corporate waste side of things isn't measured, and it's way worse than what we kind of feel bad about as consumers.
Totally, and so that is where FabScrap works, is like in working with businesses to reduce their textile waste, but also just making consumers aware of how much businesses waste in creating products.
So what are the main items that you're getting from these companies?
So we're getting all of the fabric waste before a garment, and so it's fabric swatches from fabric mills, excess yardage, mock-up garments where designers are just kind of like playing with fabrics and designs, unused yardage, end-of-life rolls, cones of yarn, zippers, buttons, leathers, really like anything that's left over in the design process we take.
Is it challenging to have to recycle all those different types of materials?
It's not that many different types of materials actually, and so what we're doing is separating out fabric from non-fabric and usable from non-usable.
Okay.
And in those broad categories, we can pretty much like redistribute or recycle most of what we get. I think in general, we only send about 3% of what we get to landfill.
So you're sending 3% to landfill. What is happening to everything else?
We're able to reuse about 60% of what we get. So we have sales from our warehouse where people can come and shop what's coming in. We have a new store in Manhattan where people can shop fabrics at like thrift store prices. And then the other 40% of the fabric gets shredded and becomes insulation or carpet padding or mattress stuffing. And then really what goes to landfill is like stickers, staples, rubber bands, binders we can't reuse, things like that. All of the incoming material right now is sorted with volunteer help. We've had over 5,000 people come. It's a lot of fashion students, a lot of emerging designers, artists, crafters, home sewers, quilters, some people who are just interested in behind the scenes of fashion or interested in waste. It's open to the public, so people can just sign up as they're interested, and they're helping us sort things for reuse or recycling. For finishing a session, which is 3 hours, you get 5 pounds of fabric for free.
So this is where the volunteers stand during their 3-hour shifts, and then in front of me are bins that are for each category of material. So I see wool, polyester, cotton, even a bin for paper. They've thought of every possible outcome. It's so inspiring to talk to you because it sounds like you had this idea, you saw a need, and you created this amazing nonprofit. What would be your advice to other people who maybe have an idea to solve an environmental problem?
I think that's like the key, is like make sure whatever your idea is for a business or an organization is like solving a problem, and then talk to the people who are involved in that problem. Like FabScrap is the service that it is because I asked brands, what do you need and what would make this convenient for you and what would make this easy for you to do. And so if you can make it easy for people to solve their own problems and be part of a solution, then I think you'll have real buy-in and more impact.
And why is fabric waste so bad? What's the big deal about it going to a landfill?
Yeah, I think that's like the core question of like, why do we even care? I think it's more and more fabrics are synthetic. Polyester, in particular, is basically a plastic, and it's different from other types of plastic in that it's not readily recyclable, and it just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces that enter our waterways, basically never biodegrade. And so that's one of the main reasons, is just like problems at the end of life. But there's so much existing fabric that if we could save all of the resources in creating more by using what we already have, I think there's a bigger impact there in the reuse than in the actual recycling.
Can we get a tour of this amazing warehouse? I just see so many things that I'm so curious about.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
This is how we get the fabric. Black bags for proprietary, brown bags for non-proprietary. Everything gets weighed in and then transferred to these black bags until we can sort it so that these reusable bags can go back out to brands. The black bags make me cringe a little bit just because of all the plastic, but it's the most affordable way for us to store everything by brand. We do reuse them over and over, so for now, it's necessary evil.
Always about trade-offs. You guys are doing a good thing. I'll let you pass on the plastic bags. And then what about these clear ones over here?
So this is all the material that has been sorted, and this is what we'll take to the shredder for recycling. This is the shredded fabric. It's called shoddy, S-H-O-D-D-Y. And shoddy's used here to like stuff pillows or stuffed animals, but more industrially, it's used in insulation and carpet padding, mattress stuffing. Wow. So this is our recycling option for now. Until there's technology to go fabric back into fabric, we're going fabric into other things.
It's soft. It's really comfortable. Honestly, I feel like I could take a nap.
It would be. I mean, they put it in mattresses.
Oh, well, there you go.
So mattress
That's a
stuffing.
sustainable mattress.
Yeah. So this is all excess fabric that came in with the bags and is totally reusable. And so people who come in to shop can just let us know how many yards they want, and we'll cut them as much fabric as they want.
And I'm seeing down here we have like some fur and things.
Yeah, we keep all leathers and all furs, real or fake, for reuse.
What's like the wildest thing you found in one of your bags?
The other day we found 2 neon pink little fox heads. One of the weirder things that have come through. But I think more just shocking is like the quantity. Like we'll get full leather hides. And just because there's like one little rough patch, they couldn't use the whole thing.
So sad.
More the quantity than like what the item is. This is a newer section in our warehouse. We started creating racks of mendables. Working with a lot of brands, we'll get sort of their mock-ups and samples, and they'll mutilate them so that they don't go directly to resale. But we work with so many fashion students and a lot of like home sewers who could like mend something like this. And so if you're willing to like give these things a little extra love, these are our mendable items. And you can tell that like designers were just kind of playing with things. Like this side doesn't have the lace. This side doesn't have the toggle. This is an example where we got one of each size. You can see like where they were like working on like this needed to be bigger. Like this is an actual like mock-up piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much are these costing?
We still sell by $5 a pound. So everything in the warehouse, $5 a pound.
And how often are you getting items that are at this level?
Every day. If it is still like in usable condition, we actually donate it. It's just that like things that are damaged that need to be fixed end up here.
I think this has been so cool, and it's amazing to see that when we walked in, there was volunteers everywhere.
Yeah.
You said this was a quiet day.
This is a quiet day. We have corporate groups who come in and school groups. We've had Girl Scouts come. We had somebody throw their birthday party as like a sorting session.
That's the cutest thing ever. You know, it's so amazing to see how you took a problem and you've turned it into this space, which is full of creativity and industry, and it's really inspiring.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for coming. Yeah.
All right, you guys go pack up. I'll just be right here. Like and subscribe.
One more time.